Hello viewers, today I'm going to be overviewing a VTech CS6719. In this case, it's a CS6719-16 because it comes in 4 different colors: silver, red, blue, and light lime green, with silver being the regular CS6719 and red being CS6719-16, and the other 2 colors, I don't know what their suffixes are, but they've got their own. So, this version is without the answering machine. This phone does also have a version with an answering machine. However, there are 2 things on the base: the Find Handset button, and the in-use light, which, when the phone itself is in use, is steadily on, like this. And when you've got another phone in use, the light flickers, or flashes. As you can see, it does take a while to notice that the state of the line has changed. And then, there's really not much else to the base, although it does have compatibility for a wall mount bracket. What you do in order to mount this on the wall is you take the standard wall bracket included with most modern AT&T and VTech phones, and you look at the top half, this half, and so you can see how these 3 line up. And if you need help, these should be labeled, at least in the manual. You can see they are labeled here. They have the letter B, and B shows up over here. This is side A, as you can see, and this is side B. So, in order to mount this to the wall, you simply slide this on, like that. And there it is. And then this goes into your regular, wall mount bracket. And it could sit on the wall, like that. And then it has these little channels to route the cords through when it's not on the wall. Okay, so here's the handset. You can see there's a charging light up there. And the screen is actually nice and large. The contrast is pretty good. The backlight is quite dim. Buttons are also dim. They are actually bright enough to see at night just fine. They're just not really bright on their own. In my case, the intercom button doesn't work because I only have one handset. But the speakerphone works. It has its own orange glow. It actually works pretty well. The pickup on here is really good. And the incoming audio, I can go ahead and test this right now. I'll demonstrate. It has quite a large range of volume. This is the lowest level. And as you can tell, it's actually a full duplex speakerphone, pretty much, as advertised on the top here. I'm talking into the speakerphone, and it is not really cutting out with the incoming audio.
There was water in the cellar after the heavy rain. They're not listed in the new phone book.
And it does get decently loud, although there's hardly any definition in the bass.
Makes fine punch.
Mostly treble.
Smoke poured out of every crack. Serve the hot rum to the tired heroes.
Those words were the cue for the actor to leave. A yacht slid around the point into the bay.
The place seems dull and quite stupid.
And then if I rub my thumb over the microphone,
Frosty air passed through the coat.
you can tell it's not quite a full duplex speakerphone. But the incoming audio comes right back as soon as I'm done, like blowing. See? It just comes right back. So it is actually maybe not quite a full duplex speakerphone, but it's pretty close, which is very nice and rare, especially coming from cheaper phones like this. But there it is. And here's the earpiece.
The two met while playing on the sand. The ink stain dried on the finished page.
The ripe taste of cheese improves with age. Act on these orders with great speed.
Adding fast leads to wrong sums. The show
It gets pretty loud, actually. And by the way, when you're on a call, you can access 2 menu features, the directory and the caller ID log to dial out from. And then there's redial. This does last 10 number redial. And this is also for inserting a pause when you are pre-dialing. Like, for example, just to demonstrate that. Oh, I guess not. Maybe it's while you're on a call. Yeah, there you go. Oh, no, I wasn't looking at the screen. Well, oh, of course, I forgot. The pause button is for when you are programming one of the directory entries, and you need to insert a pause there. That's what that's for. The talk button doubles as a flash button. And then this is actually a voicemail key. You can hold it down for a few seconds and it brings up the voicemail number and automatically dials it. And that goes for these other buttons as well, except for star and pound. The other buttons have speed dials, except you can program the voicemail number in the menu. And here's the menu, starting with the directory. You can add a contact, review, or edit the speed dials, which I can't show you since I've got some actual numbers in there. And then the caller ID log, you can review or delete all the calls. With the ringers, you can adjust the volume and the tone. It gets pretty loud and extremely quiet. And here are the tones. These musical ones get cut off in this operating system before they're finished playing in the previews, which is kind of annoying, honestly. And then you can set the date and time, like that. And you use the up and down button to select AM or PM. And then with the settings, you've got LCD language. It has English, French, and Spanish. The voicemail number, this is where you can program your whole voicemail number for the voicemail key, which is marked, in case you didn't see. It's marked. And then you can reset the voicemail icon. When it detects that you have a new voicemail, it brings up an icon on the screen. You can sort of see a hint of it. Where is it? Oh, I think it's right below the eco icon. Yeah, there it is. You can see a hint of it there. And this resets that. This makes it go away in case you've already taken care of the voicemail from another phone. Although this one does detect that you no longer have a voicemail and resets itself most of the time. And then the key tone is the standard AT&T VTech modern key tone. Home area code, which you can use to do 7-digit dialing. And then dial mode. It does tone or pulse. And then there's one last feature that doesn't appear in all phones from AT&T and VTech, and that is the web address. So there's not too much for that, especially if you keep the manual. There's not really, in my opinion, a point to having that in there, but it's kind of an interesting feature at least. And then as these are labeled, the up and down buttons can function as shortcuts straight to the directory or caller ID log. And when you do it, it shows you how many entries you have, like this, for a few seconds before it actually shows you the entries. And then, oh yes, while you're on the call, you can mute.
The number you have reached, 576726676, is not in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
Works quite well, of course. And then this also doubles as a delete key if you're reviewing directory or redial or caller ID log entries. You can delete them with this key right here. And then lastly, it's actually, I wouldn't say it's a solid phone, but it does feel pretty decent. The bass is pretty light, but it doesn't feel cheap, really. And then the handset, again, is lightweight, but pretty sturdy. And oh yes, the buttons, they have a nice feedback to them. Let me see if I can demonstrate the sound of pressing them. So, then, oh, actually, I forgot. The ergonomics. They're not really good, but it does fit on your ear reasonably well. And, I mean, there's no shaping to the contour of your hand. It's just a flat, straight line. But the back of it is somewhat rounded, so that's nice at least. And then it takes a standard modern AT&T and VTech battery. So there you go. That's about it for the VTech CS6719. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful.